Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. It is a Saturday morning in April and we are setting off for a weekend in Durham. Our first stop was the new open services near Sheffield, where we ate something at Pret-a-Manger. We often eat at Pret-a-Manger when we are on the road. It seems to us that their food, though delicious, is still on the healthier side. Of course, that depends on what you have and the quantities too, but yeah, moderation is key here, I guess. After our meal, I had a bit of an unexpected fun playing the Wheel of Fortune, winning a croissant and picking up some coffee for the rest of the road ahead of us. We entered Durham excited for our little getaway filled with sunshine, slow medieval streets and a long overdue reunion with a dear friend. When we arrived, our hotel room wasn't ready, so we headed straight out to explore the streets. With only a short time here, we worried we wouldn't be able to uncover all the hidden corners this place had to offer. The sun stretched wide across the sky, but the air still carried winter's breath, as if spring hadn't quite decided whether it was ready to warm us yet. The heart of the city buzzed with life, streets filled with laughter, birthday cheers and the sparkle of hen parties celebrating all around. It was market day in Durham's marketplace, and the square pulsed with energy. Stalls overflowed with vibrant foods, shimmering jewelry and handcrafted gifts, each corner offering something new to discover. As we made our way to the castle and Durham Cathedral, we took our time wandering around, savoring the charm of the medieval streets, each cobblestone path offering a glimpse into the past. Durham holds both religious and defensive significance, perched high on a hill and shielded by the river on three sides. Built by Benedictine monks, the cathedral and castle were intended as a grand shrine for St. Cuthbert and a residence for the Bishop of Durham. An ambitious project that created one of Europe's finest architectural sites. Today, they stand together as an UNESCO World Heritage Site. While the original wooden and early stone cathedrals are lost to time, the current Norman structure remains a beautiful example of Romanesque architecture. St. Cuthbert, celebrated for his healing powers, drew pilgrims in life and death, with many believing his shrine could cure their ailments. Famous not just for its beauty, the cathedral has opened its ancient doors to the world of film, adding a touch of magic to stories told on screen. Various locations across the cathedral were used in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and Avengers Endgame. The cloister's walkways at Durham Cathedral served as the backdrop for scenes of Harry, Ron, and Hermione walking between lessons. The cloister garth appeared in a wintry scene where Harry releases his pet owl, Hedwig, for a flight around Hogwarts, and it was also the setting for the memorable moment when Ron's Eat Slug spell backfires. The chapter house became Professor Minerva's classroom in the first two Harry Potter films, while the nave and Galilee Chapel were later featured in Avengers Endgame. Adjacent to the cathedral, dominating the skyline, is Durham Castle, a Norman stronghold constructed in 1072 under the orders of William the Conqueror. Built atop of the hill above the River Wear, the castle served as a residence for the bishops of Durham, who wielded significant power as prince-bishops. This unique status allowed them to raise armies, levy taxes, and mint coinage, making Durham a center of both religious and political influence. Continuously occupied since 11th century, the castle is now part home to the students of University College and can only be visited as part of a guided tour, which we didn't have time for, unfortunately. Good morning, friends. It's the second day in Durham and we are going to have breakfast in this very old building, 16th century building that holds a nice little cafe. Hope you enjoy. Off we went to Seaham, a coastal town with a rich history rooted in coal mining and seaside charm, and home to an extraordinary secret I'll share a little later. If you know me, you also know I'm not too fond of the sea. I'm more of a mountain person. I find my peace in the majestic peaks of the mountains, while the sea feels too agitated for me. But this day was not only about me, plus I couldn't resist the prospect of gathering a few more rocks for my DIY home decor. We ate ice cream, admired the boats in the harbor, and gathered some stones. I could hardly hide my excitement when I stumbled upon these unusual stones along the beach, unlike anything I'd ever seen before. Curious, I looked them up and discovered that the tiny holes in the soft rocks, like clay and sandstone, are made by piddock clams, fascinating little shellfish that burrow into the rock and spend their entire lives there. And now, let's reveal the secret. Our first beach stop, we made our way to Seaham's Glass Beach. Seaham's beaches, once scarred by industrial waste, have been transformed by the North Sea into a haven for smooth, colorful sea glass. The story dates back to the Victorian era, when Seaham was home to one of Britain's largest glass producers. Back then, factories routinely dumped imperfect glass into the sea. Over time, the waves work their quiet magic, softening sharp shards into polished treasures. Today, Seaham's shores shimmer with a rainbow of sea glass, attracting beachcombers, artists, and travelers in search of white, green, brown, and even rare flashes of deep blue-red and swirling multicolored gems. Unexpectedly, our day by the seaside filled me with more joy than I had anticipated. Every moment felt like a quiet little gift. The sea doesn't usually make me feel this way, but today it did. Maybe it was simply the joy of being in nature again after months of being stuck indoors. I guess sometimes it takes the simplest places to remind us how much beauty we'll be missing. Thank you for spending the time with me today, and I will see you again next time.